Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Average Investor, where anyone can build wealth, even the average investor. And we are in a new set. That is right. I just moved from my old apartment to my new apartment, probably the last time that I will be living in an apartment, because your boy's getting into real estate. But anyways, we got the lightning bolt, we got the microphone, we got the computer right here. Not exactly sure if this is going to be the final setup. However, I like where we're at right now, and it can only go up. Now, I cannot stress how important this video can be for you. I touched on it a little bit earlier when I had like 400, 500 subscribers, but as the account grows, we definitely need to keep hitting this on the head, and that is how to become a tax-free millionaire in 2021. And if you have not already, do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that bell. It helps me out a ton. And also, do not forget to like the video so we can push this message to other people, so everyone is becoming more financially literate, everyone's becoming more wealthy, and everyone's becoming more happy. But in today's video, it is going to be all about that beautiful thing known as the Roth IRA. If you do not know what a Roth IRA is, get your pen and pad out. Again, this is one of the most important things that you can set up for yourself or for your kids or for your family. It is a cheat code in the tax system, and it's 100% legal. Not illegal, but legal. So basically, a Roth IRA is a retirement account. It's an account that you can set up at home. It takes like 5 to 20 minutes. It is completely worth that time. In this retirement account, you will contribute post-tax dollars to, in which your investments will grow tax-free. That's some southernness come out there. Tax-free, baby. I cannot stress the importance of growing an account tax-free compared to paying taxes on it, especially short-term capital gains tax. Whew, that'll get you. But yes, the Roth IRA, it is a retirement account, so it means after 59 and a half, you'll be able to take out all of your money and sell all of your investments, liquidate all of them, completely tax-free. Now, for me personally, retiring with no money whatsoever is a nightmare and one of the most scary things ever. So this Roth IRA is a tool that is literally in place by the government to ensure that you don't sleep on the side of the street. And the Roth IRA is going to be there to help you if you've watched this video or if you know about it, so that your investments can grow tax-free. And then you can take all of those stacks of money that you have building up over time, and you can use that to retire happy. Kind of like having this microphone right here. I feel like way more legit. Now, I'm sure there's a couple of you that are 18, 20, or maybe even your 30s or 40s looking at 59 and a half in the eyes and going, that sounds like it is so far away, and I'm just going to put it off because it doesn't matter. No. The earlier that you start investing within that Roth IRA, the more time that feeds the beast of compound interest will accrue, and that's when you're going to have way more money. So the earlier that you start investing in this Roth IRA, the better that it's going to be. Now, please keep in mind, definitely go do your own research, because I am not a financial advisor. I am just some redheaded guy on the internet with a lightning bolt behind him. So make sure you're doing your own due diligence, you're doing all of your own learning, and you're taking in all the knowledge to make your own decisions to make sure that this is a good decision for you. Now, the great thing about the Roth IRA is it doesn't require you to quit your 9-to-5 job. In fact, you can have your 401k and your Roth IRA working in the background, just churning and compounding over time, and you can still work your 9-to-5 job. It literally takes a couple minutes every single month, especially if you already have automatic investments set up. It will literally only take a couple of minutes every single month to start building a really nice nest egg for your future. I want to highlight it that it's for your future. This is not going to get you rich overnight. I wish it did, but it doesn't. This is the slow and steady Eddie way of becoming a millionaire. Now, for me personally, the Roth IRA is a key component for my portfolio, but it's not my only piece of the portfolio. Now, this is just one piece of the puzzle for my entire puzzle. I'm not sitting on the sideline going, nice, I have that, I'm going to be tax-free living and sailing when I'm 59 and a half. No, that's just the safety net in the back of my mind. But for me personally, I want to start living the fruits of my labor as soon as possible, and I'm sure all of us do with the instant gratification. However, that Roth IRA is that sneaky thing in the background that's just slowly building up over time. And again, it is a great piece of the puzzle and a combination of a nice, well-diversified portfolio. Now, again, I want to highlight a myth here for the Roth IRA. Think of it as an investment shell. So the Roth IRA is the account in which you will deposit money in to make investments to buy index funds, ETFs, stocks, bonds, whatever you want to invest in. But please do not make the mistake of opening up a Roth IRA and then just depositing money like it's a bank account in there and then have the money just sit in the money market fund. Please do not do that because it will not grow nearly as fast as investments would. In fact, it's probably going to be losing to inflation. So make sure when you open that Roth IRA that you take the time to look at the investments that you think are going to be best for you, and you're not just going to have your money sitting in the Roth IRA like it's a bank account. You're going to be a very, very sad camper if you do so. Since the Roth IRA is so incredibly powerful and the government knows that, they definitely put some requirements, some rules and limits in place just to make sure that not everyone is going to become a billionaire. First thing is you can only contribute earned income into your Roth IRA. So for example, like your job, your 9-to-5 salary, your commission, your bonus, your tips, whatever, that it might be, as long as you're earning that money that you're putting into your Roth IRA. And the max amount that you can contribute into your Roth IRA, remember this is post-tax doll hairs, in 2021 is $6,000. And that is if you are less than 50 years old. Now, if you're over 50 years old, then it's actually $7,000 that you can contribute within your Roth IRA. Now, the good news is you can actually withdraw your contribution, so like the dollars that you actually put in there, at any time completely with no tax penalties or completely for tax-free if you need that money, but that's only your contribution. However, let's say you actually invested within your Roth IRA into something like Apple, and there was some capital gains and you started profiting from that. Unfortunately, you cannot take that out tax-free until you're 59 and a half. I think you're probably starting to see the benefits of the long-term investing here. They give you a pat on the back and they reward you for keeping that money in there. And the next thing is they also have a limit in terms of how much income that you're making. So in 2021, if you're making less than $140,000 and you're single, then you're good to contribute inside the Roth IRA. And if you're married and you're filing jointly in 2021, the max is $208,000. So I'm assuming that a majority of us are actually beneath those limits, but let's say you are above those limits, it's okay. You can still contribute to a backdoor Roth IRA, and then that basically goes into your Roth in the end. However, you do have to do some steps. It's kind of complicated, but there's a lot of videos on YouTube that break that down. And when I do hit that maximum, I will do videos on how to do a backdoor Roth IRA for you guys, so not everyone is left out. We got to make sure everyone's happy here, okay? So now that we have the requirements, the ground rules, and the limitations out the way, let's talk about the power of the Roth IRA. Okay, now we are on the computer. We have a compound interest calculator in front of us. Let's say we have $0 invested right now. Annual addition, so how much money are you going to be putting in there every single year? So let's say you have a goal that you're going to invest $400 a month, which is $100 a week, and that comes out to a $4,800 annual addition. So we're going to update that right now. Boom. Now, in terms of years looking to grow, let's say you're 18 years old, you stumbled across this video, you are ready to change your life right now. Let's go ahead and put 45 years down because that's when you're most likely going to be retiring, and that gives it more time for this nest egg to grow and compound on itself. And then let's say you have an annual return of 8%. And now this is an average too. This isn't every single year you're going to be hitting 8%. Some years it's going to be up 13 to 20%. Some years it might even go down. So let's say you have an average of 8%, which is pretty much the average of like an S&P 500 since its inception. So it's a pretty solid estimate. So we're going to throw an 8 right there and let's see what number we get. Bada bing, bada boom. We're at $2 million. $2 million. So you won't even be a millionaire. You'll be a 2-time millionaire, which is insane. All right. But let's say that you are a little bit older than 18. So we're going to have to knock down this. Let's do 40 years. Still $1 million. Let's say 35 years, close to $1 million. But in this case, you could start contributing just a little bit more if you are a little bit on the later side of investing, which it's still not even really late. But let's say you're later than 18 and we're going to put in $5,000 a year, even closer. Or we say we max out that Roth IRA and then we look at another $1 million. So guys, you can use this calculator as a tool to benchmark how much your return is going to be over a certain amount of time. And that calculator is completely free. Feel free to go and use that yourself to get a gauge of, okay, if I'm investing X amount each year, where am I going to be in 20, 30, 40 years later down the line? And that way you're actually putting numbers to a strategy here and you're not just taking it again from some redheaded guy with a lightning bolt in his bedroom. This is actual math that is proving this. So you just saw the power of all of that money accruing and compounding over time. But keep in mind, if that's in a taxable brokerage account, you're going to lose a pretty big chunk, like 10 to 20% in long-term capital gains, that's going to hurt if you have $1 million in there. I mean, that's a lot of money that is going to be ripped out and given to Uncle Sam. However, since you watch this video and you know how powerful the Roth IRA is, then you know that you can save on those 15 to 20% depending on your tax bracket and whatever. You can use this Roth IRA as a tool to grow all of that tax-free. Now you have some boat money laying around that you weren't going to give to Uncle Sam. Now you can put it towards 2 jet skis and a boat and whatever you want to do. Just make sure to invite me when you do get that. Also, think of your mindset if you are in your 30s, 40s, and 50s and you're thinking about retirement and you see that nest egg is growing on the side, you're probably going to feel more comfortable to retire if you have that growing on the side with you. And peace of mind, especially when we're talking about retirement, is truly priceless. So please do not make the mistake that a lot of people were unfortunately making and are making right now because of the schooling system and because a lot of people are not financially literate. So make sure that you guys are looking into something like a Roth IRA, which is extremely powerful. We just proved it with the numbers. Let's not make that mistake after you watch this video. Make that promise to me. And the last thing that I want to highlight, and something I touched on earlier, is this is a phenomenal tool to add to the arsenal of your investments. And it's probably going to take a long time before you can really start maxing out that Roth confidently. But let's say you are at the point where you're putting in $6,000 every single year and you're like, I got this. Don't stop there. Give yourself a little pat on the back and you're like, all right, I'm doing something right. Nice. We're at this point, but keep going. First goal is you're going to hit that 6,000. Then you can start to look to put money in other brokerage accounts, or like for me right now, my focus is now shifting to real estate. And the cool thing about the Roth and the real estate is they both do a great job of following tax codes, so you don't have to pay as much in taxes. So guys, do yourself some justice here. Make sure you look into what a Roth IRA is, see if it's a good fit for you. Hopefully you saw some of the benefits in this video. Hopefully you've been open to a whole new world of, holy crap, I can actually make a lot of money and have my 9-to-5 job. But please do not let this be the end all be all for you. If you made it to this point in the video, I want to give you a big hug right now. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It means so much to me. And also, if you found some value within this video, do not forget to hit that thumbs up button, again, to push it to other people. So if your eyes are now open, now you can push this to other people's eyes where they will hopefully retire wealthy too. That's pretty much all I have to say in today's video. Hopefully you guys are liking the new YouTube set too. Again, we're only going to improve. I really already like the mic. Let me know down in the comments if you're enjoying this new setup and if you enjoyed the video. But besides that, guys, hope to see you guys in more future videos, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys. I feel like I also have to lean by the mic. I'm sure you guys could hear me just fine right here, but whatever. See ya.